Hi everyone. Today I am giving you explanation on the dacrocystosis. This is the dacrocystosis part 1 in which I will discuss with you about the congenital dacrocystosis only. So definition. Basically the dacrocystosis is defined as the inflammation of the lacrimal sac. The word dacrocyst is related to the lacrimal sac and the itis is related to the inflammation. Okay. So in case of dacrocystosis there is the inflammation of the lacrimal sac. So let us understand with the help of a diagram. Now here it is the lacrimal sac area you are noticing, and there is a swelling present here. Okay. Now in case of dacrocystosis we are noticing that the swelling is externally appear. Okay. The swelling is get easily appear to us. This is known as a dacrocystosis. Types. We have the two types of dacrocystosis. First one is congenital dacrocystosis and the another one is adult dacrocystosis. First one is congenital dacrocystosis. It is an inflammation of the lacrimal sac occurring in the newborn babies. Now, inflammation of the lacrimal sac takes place in the newborn babies. It is present in the case of a patient or in the case of a babies by birth. Inflammation is seen easily. It is also known as dacrocystosis neonatorum, or we can say that the another name of the congenital dacrocystosis is dacrocystosis neonatorum. Okay. Etiology. It follows the stasis of secretion in the lacrimal sac due to congenital blockage of NLD. Now, by birth, there is a blockage of NLD due to which the secretion of the tears takes place irregularly. Okay, sometimes the tears come at very pressure, and sometimes the tear flow is very less. Okay, so this is known as a cystasis, which means irregular secretion of tears. It takes place due to the congenital blockage of NLD. Okay, about 30% of infants have closure of NLD at birth. Now, about 30% of infants, we can say, they have the closure of nasolacrimal duct at the time of birth. Common bacteria associated with this are, now some types of bacteria are also associated with this, which are Staphylococcus, Streptococcus and Pneumococci. Okay, this was all about the etiology. Next is clinical picture. Now in the clinical picture we have to notice the three things. First one is epiphora, second one is regurgitation test, and the third one is swelling. In case of epiphora, the epiphora develop after the 7 days of the birth. After the 7 days of the birth of a child, the epiphora gets developed, which means continuous watering takes place from the eye of a patient. Okay, it is followed by the mucopollen discharge. Something discharge is also comes out along with the epiphora or watering. Next one is regurgitation test, which is usually positive. Now, how to perform the regurgitation test? When the pressure is applied over lacrimal sac area and mucopollen discharge regurgitates from the lower punctum. We have to apply the pressure at the lacrimal sac area, okay, so that discharge comes out from that area from the lower punctum. So this test is positive. Okay, when the discharge comes out from the lower punctum, then this test is positive. If the discharge doesn't come, then this test is negative. But when we are noticing the clinical picture, so this regurgitation test is usually positive. Next one is swelling. Swelling get appear on the lacrimal sac area. Okay, may eventually appear. Swelling is also seen on the lacrimal sac area. Next one is complications. When not treated with time, it may be complicated by, if we are not treating at the age of the child, or we can say if we are not treating the congenital dacrocystosis, that it may be complicated by. First one is acute and chronic dacrocystosis. Now, if we are not treating the congenital dacrocystosis, it gets converted into the adult dacrocystosis. And the acute and chronic dacrocystosis are the two types of adult dacrocystosis. Indirectly they are saying that if we are not treating it at the childhood, that it get convert into the adult dacrocystosis. Okay, next one is lacrimal abscess, which means a circular swelling get appears at the lacrimal sac area. Next one is fistulae formation. The word fistulae is related to the inflammation which takes place or which grows due to the pus collection there. When the pus get collected there, then that area gets swell up. This is known as a fistulae formation. Thanks. for your patience listening, and I have completed this video till the complications. For the treatment, you will visit the next part.